Azure Promilia has gotten a soft release date. Hear me out. Azure Promelia's 2025 release date expectation. Okay, the reason that this is the way that it is due to how the Chinese government handles game approval policies. You have a year from approval to release the game, right? We know when they got that approval due to some of these numbers on a barcode, as well as a couple of other like more publicized things as far as like the patent situation for the game. So, knowing that, we can now figure out what the approval date is, which was January 24th. January 25th. I was wrong. I misremembered it by a day. January 25th, 2024 is when they got approved. It means that the game has to release by the 25th of January 2025. So, by January of next year, we should have the game. However, they apparently cheated the system to get a new approval date. From their previous approval date, which was at a prior time. I believe this game was announced initially much earlier than January, or not announced earlier, but got their approval date earlier than January 2025, or January 25th, 2024. Blah. Now it is locked in January 25th, 2024, which means it has to come out by January 25th, 2025. There we go. Numbers, right? So, the beta tests are currently expected to be around September. We're going to have September, another one in November, most likely. One at the very beginning of January 2025. And then pretty much the game will release globally on what people are assuming the 25th of January. The earliest possible schedule, people are saying. They can put in another approval request to push the release date further. But the latest date should be mid-2026, considering the in-game content looks quite finished from what we see on Bilibili. And the Chinese government is also really strict and won't let game developers drag it out forever, right? So we can assume that Azure Promilia is coming out by January 25th, 2025. A lot of 25s. This is really cool. Because we're gonna need some stuff to play, and next year is gonna be a lot of stuff to play. Now, looking at some stuff that we saw on Bilibili from a like anime expo they had over in China, we actually get to look at some of the characters in the game, most of them, I believe, and some animations. So we can go ahead and take a peek at that right now. So you get like a dragon maid chick. Very, very classic design idea. Very, very fancy dress elf chick. Blonde, of course. Another blonde elf. I think all elves are pretty much blonde for the most part. But this one's an archer, not like a priest or a queen. We get like our dual rapier assassin girl. This chick, I do actually have some knowledge on this one because she is on the home page of Azure Promilia online. This chick is from like the knights of the region. She's got this big ass lance. She probably rides some sort of steed, like a horse or possibly a dragon. Given the horns, she might just be like a dragon rider knight. Very, very cool. We have a lot of little tiny little chibi looking things that we don't talk about here, right? We have like a rabbit chibi character. We have a little attempt at a Cupid chibi character. We have a Paimon ripoff. I've never seen this character before, actually. It's Paimon with horns. and longer hair. That's all this character is. This character is going to get clowned on the whole time for being Paimon. We get the, what was her name from Genshin Impact? Amber. We get the Amber of this game, right? Like the first city you end up in's like kind of town klutz, basically. Another chibi character. This one's a healer, probably. The Ruka. We're just going to take kind of a bit of a sneak peek at some of those characters. We get some animations and everything before this ends. And that is it for what this one showed us. A lot of this is being kept very tightly under wraps by Azur Promilia. They're not showing a lot, but from what they showed at this Bilibili convention, it is looking really good right now, and I'm really excited for it. We also got to see some more stands for the Kibo or monster companions. These ones, some of these are new that you don't see on the website either. For example, you get this ice rabbit that's in like high heels, and their ears turn into ice cream cones, which is kind of a cool design, I'm not gonna lie. I like Vanillux from Pokemon, so that's pretty cool. We get a like turtle dude, but with a fruit basket for a shell, which is kind of dope. We get a goldfish, which is okay. We get, what's her name? Lilligant? We get Lilligant, but Tsundere. So that's going to be a cool one. And we get a little fluffy dude. Another little fluffy dude, but this one's angry. A little penguin guy. Probably one of my favorites. He looks super derpy. A little rocky fluffy little cream puff dog. Another little fluffy dude, but this one's like a bird cat hybrid thing. And some of the element icons in the shape of eggs, which makes sense because it's like there's this game is going to remind a lot of people of like Genshin Impact X Pal World, I feel. Or maybe not Pal World, but Pokemon, right? So we got fire element, light element, electric element, ice element, what looks like possibly a physical like impact element, dark element, water element, and I'm assuming this one here is like a nature element. So either this is fire or like this might be fire and this might be orange. I'm honestly not sure what the differentiation between the orange and the red types are, but all the other ones are pretty like obvious. Having a dark element is kind of cool. We haven't seen that in any of our gacha games so far for like the open world ones. I guess Havoc in Wuthering Waves is kind of close. So that one is kind of cool. But overall, just like we're getting drip fed little bits, little pieces, little animations and little arts for them. And they look really cool. I like how they're in like a card form too. That could very well mean that there could be like a card game aspect to this too. Similar to what Genshin Impact released, which I wish was a physical game. I'd play it if it was physical. I love me some trading card games, but so far, looking really good. Looking really promising for a early 2025 release. And I cannot wait. But thank you for watching. If you want to tune in and watch these lives at twitch.tv/CashySwanson, and I will see you guys in the next video.